Thank you for being here to hang out with me. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you've been here before. We're going to put on Sangria lip oil from City Beauty. This has replaced my chapstick, y'all. This has replaced my chapstick. We have on the usual stuff for foundation, primer, and concealer. I have one dipped down is a brown Max Fluid Line in my brows. Today, I am excited. Today, we are going to do a look with Dark Side of the Rainbow from Notoriously Morbid's sister brand, Spellcast Beauty. You do purchase Spellcast Beauty from the Notoriously Morbid website. I have a 15% code down below, and I'll put it here somewhere as well. So this is what the palette looks like. Let me back up for a moment. They also have a palette, Light Side of the Rainbow, and that's in my wish list. And the difference between Light Side of the Rainbow and this one, Dark Side of the Rainbow, is that two of these shades look, these are mattes at the top, two of the matte shades look a little bit lighter, and all of these dual chrome, multi-chrome metallics are definitely lighter than these, but they look like they might go well together. So I'm like, I don't know. So this is going to be look one, and I was looking at it because they set it up, and I said in the live stream swatch party that each column is a look. Lid shade, transition, lid shade, transition, lid shade, transition, lid shade, outer corner, since this is a darker brown. But then as I looked at it to see what look to do, this quad is a look as well. These four shades is a look as well. These four is a look as well. And if you like orange and green together, these two with these two is a look. So there's like a lot of stuff to do in here, and you can mix and match because you can put, look at this shift in here, how it's blue and then it's purple. This will go with that. This will go with that. You know what I'm saying? This will also go with this and with this one. This one could be your transition, you know, for this shade as well as for that one. So there's a lot. There's a lot to do with these 8 shades. But we're gonna use all the shades. I just can't help myself. Because I was looking at it and I'm like, And y'all know I like to do a lot. I have on Fenty eyeshadow primer and Max Paint Pot and groundwork on top of that. So I'm just patting that out again. I have an eyelash in this eye. When I went like this, I felt it under my lid on my eyeball. So hopefully it won't tear and mess up my makeup. So excuse me, we're going to get into it. I am so excited. We're going to take Fireside, this shade right here. That's going to be on the inner lid. Y'all, If you don't know, I do live streams every Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And when I get new palettes, new makeup, I do a swatch party before I even start doing looks with that palette, because I want you all to experience that with me. And so those are like my first reactions, my first raw reactions, my first initial thoughts based on, you know, the swatches. And I do not have an issue at all with Notoriously Morbid or Spellcast Beauty shades. And so I was really excited when I saw this, because this is kind of smoky. And I really enjoy that. So let me do the intro for those who have not heard it, and for those who have, but this is part of your daily affirmation, which is what some viewers had told me before when I stopped saying it. They're like, we missed it. That's my daily affirmation. And so, and some people have told me they subscribed when they heard my intro, the part about self-acceptance. But let me not get ahead of myself. Yo, this is nice. Now we're going to take North Star, which is this shade over here. Using multi-chromes and dual chromes, it is ideal to use 1, 2 at the most across the lid, so that way there's space for you to turn and for the light to hit that shadow to see the shifts. But me, when I do like 4, you're only really going to get the base shade. You're not going to get what it looks like this. Like, look at these two, and then they turn. And so the idea is, and when I do swatches of multi-chromes and dual chromes, I do them across my forehead so I can turn and you can see how the light hits and see the different shifts. So don't do as I say. No, do as I say and not as I do is the saying. But I'm just excited for this palette. So North Star, this one right here. So I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Why? Because it's a crazy concept. Oh man, to just be your authentic self. So that's the crazy. Be your authentic self in a world where people will say, don't do this, don't do that. You shouldn't be like this. You shouldn't be like that. I'm here to tell you, just be who you are. Your people will find you. And who wants to be around a bunch of people who doesn't accept them for who they are anyway? So, like, think about that. We're overlapping to get this to blend. The troll part of the crazy troll nation. Wow. I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing down here in the mirror. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. You'll hear videos, you must use this, you must do that, you must use this technique, you must use these brushes, these sponges, these tools. And I'm here to tell you, don't care so much about the beauty community standards. Use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Try all the things if you want to. Find what you like best for you, and then that's what you stick to for the most part. Because I do encourage experimenting with your makeup, playing with your makeup, different shapes, different color combinations, and just seeing what you like best, and also having fun with your makeup. So, I mean, what can be better than having paid for a product and then you're using it and you're like, oh my gosh, that's nice. Like how I be with my stuff. And so I do want everybody to have that feeling. Now we're going to take Borealis, this shade right here. And so the bottom line here at the Crazy Troll Nation is self-acceptance and self-love. Embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Listen, y'all, love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. That's what we stand for here. And so I hope that resonates with you. If that is your first time hearing it, if you've heard it before, I hope you were saying it with me, even though I do be saying it different sometimes. But I do hope that it is a part of your daily affirmation. Just be yourself, wear what you want to, rock it, and just love yourself for who you are and for how you look. And not to feel like you have to do stuff. Because I hear people say, I don't feel put together unless I have on mascara. I don't feel put together unless I have on lipstick. Just love yourself even without all of those things. You know, if you want to enhance, go ahead and enhance. You want to play around in makeup, play around in makeup. But try not to feel like, or try not to believe that it's a necessity for your day-to-day life. You know what I mean? It's very freeing when you learn to just love you for you. Good, bad, and or indifferent, whatever traits, or, you know, we all have our things, you know what I mean? But if there's something you want to work on to be a better you, make sure it's because you want to be a better you and not because somebody else said you should. And that's also a part of self-love. It's like, this is who I am. Yeah, there's stuff I can work on, and yeah, I'm working on it, but still loving yourself every day. And so this side looks higher up than this side. And you guys are like, girl, I don't see anything up there. So we're going to take this shade up a little bit higher. Just a little bit. Then we're going to go back to the brush. Oh, okay. The brush before it in this shade. And we're going to bring that up just a little bit higher. So I thank you all for being here. Oh, there's 2 things to know about me if you have not been here before and you have not heard my intro before. I do curse sometimes in videos and in live streams because I do curse sometimes, period. And there's an organism that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. Y'all, this is pretty. And so I think you can, so what it's doing is looking like it is just one multi-chrome minus this inner corner shade. So you can't just be making your own shade. Just putting stuff next to each other. Oh, I think I want to take a different brush. This one, these 3 were XIII V27s. The black handle and the angled one is the newer ones that they came out with. But these are all XIII V27s. And I like these a lot. And I love my angled brushes, so y'all know I had to get some of these. And also the black handle ones are a little bit shorter. So I find that curious. All the newer ones are shorter. So this is the V31. And we're going to take this for... I just stuck my finger in it. That's the shade we're using. That's Cocoa Bean. And this shade is dark. Y'all, when I swatched it, I was like, oh. And people in the live stream were like, yeah, that's nice and dark. Like, look at, y'all. There's times like now when a shadow or a look takes my words. And that's what's happening, because it's like I want to say something, but it's like my mind isn't forming the words because I just like it that much. And that's the reaction that it gives me. yeah, so I'm still working on different ways to wing out my shadow. So that's what the purpose is in using this brush. And so I kind of alternate between sometimes using this brush, sometimes using this brush, sometimes using an Hourglass number 3, which is a wider brush, and sometimes using tapered brushes, tapered blending brushes. But and this side I do always like is this side that I have to concentrate on, and I think it's just, well, it has to be just the way my wrist is, because this way I'm just over here and this side, I don't know, it's just weird. I haven't figured out exactly why it does what it does, but it is me doing it, you know what I mean? And so it has the same dip, which is good, but this is a little too much of a dip. I do still have foundation and primer left on my palette, and so I will be using that to clean up. And I did think to finish the face, because I don't have a lot of fallout, if any. I might have a little bit sometimes with some of Notoriously Morbid shadows, but not a lot. And so I could get away with not finishing the face afterwards. I could just do my entire face and then do the eye look, because what happens is, depending on the color of the fallout from whatever metallic or shimmer shade, it blends into whatever highlighter I have on. And so it's not always like, oh my gosh, like what is all of that? Sometimes it just looks like it's part of the highlighter. And I do have highlighters of different colors, and so it doesn't look strange, you know what I mean? So yeah, so that's that. So there's a hook right here. We're going to fix that later. Because the size of this brush is not going to allow me to do a straight line now that I don't have a straight line. I like this, y'all. Oh my gosh. The next look is going to be with Garden Grunge. And I had expected myself to use Garden Grunge first. But for some reason, when I sat to write out the looks, Dark Side of the Rainbow was first. Because looking at it, I'm going to show you in comparison. And looking at them both, like they have the same vibe. So this is what we're using now, which is Dark Side of the Rainbow. And this is Garden Grunge. And so Garden Grunge is more green because we're in the garden, but it has the same vibe. And so when I was looking at them to do looks with them, like to me, they look, I'm not going to say they look the same, but because the vibe was the same, it didn't matter to me that it wasn't Garden Grunge. But when I looked at it, when I wrote the looks out, I'm like, oh shoot, the first look is Dark Side of the Rainbow. And I did not mind that at all because I love this color story. If you're new, I like dark, smoky, vampy, grungy, and I like that messy grunge. So we're going to leave that like that, as I keep messing with it. Yeah, I do that. I'm like, okay, we're going to stop, and then we do something else. So the wing is almost the same. We're going to just, this one seems to come out a little further, but I really like how this one looks. So let's mess this up. Not intentionally, but oh. So why the other side ain't look like that? Oh. See, and it's something with how my wrist is. That's nice and sharp. This is not that sharp. But it is still winged out. So we're going to move on because I feel like we're putting in a lot of time on this right here. Also, my favorite lipstick is black. And I forget that it's a trend. And I commented under somebody's video who asked, for suggestions to come out of their comfort zone. And so I left a suggestion. And other people had, really good suggestions too. And somebody commented to me that, they know black lipstick is a trend, but it can be hard to wear black lipstick and not look like it's Halloween. And I'm like, and so I commented back saying, I forgot it was a trend. My preferred aesthetics are goth, grungy, vampy. So for me, black lipstick is just a part of that. And I just love black lipstick on me. And so I didn't know. And then after I thought about it, I'm like, were they trying to be snarky? and so I did get a thumbs up for my reply back to that person. This is the palette with concealer and primer, and I do mix it together. So we're going to put that right here. And so I did get a thumbs up to my reply to that person, and I got a few thumbs up for my suggestion on what the post was about. Like, give a suggestion on what to do to come out of a comfort zone. And so some people were feeling what I was saying. But I was just like, I don't think I look like Halloween. And the thing is, it's preference. If you're used to doing the same thing all the time and you're used to watching people who only do the types of looks that you do, then it is easy to forget that there's other ways to do makeup. And there's other aesthetics other than the light, ethereal, monochromatic, no makeup look. You know what I mean? And so that was just a reminder for that. And it was someone who reminded me of that people forget that it's other styles of makeup. And so when you're watching people, like, sure, watch who you like, watch who does the types of looks you like, because that can be inspiring for you. But also, like, and if they're your complexion, you can get an idea of what stuff is going to look like on you. Now we're going to take Red Moon, which is this shade. This is a I was tripping. Excuse me, this is a Sigma E45. And so as you're watching, like, your favorite content creators, for whatever reason, they have the same, complexion as you, so you want to see how things may look on you. I'm keeping undertone in mind, or also because their style is similar to yours, but also branch out a little bit and just, see other looks from other people of different complexions, different styles. You know what I mean? Because you might be surprised. You might be surprised. But it is, I think, just a really good reminder that we're all not the same. You know what I mean? And so it's hard to remember that when we only stick to one thing or one type of video. And me, myself, I watch different people that do different things. I do gravitate towards people who do non-traditional makeup looks, like not always monochromatic, ethereal type looks. And I know it's a thing. And I will say this, though. They do always look nice because everything just blends together and is there, not there. So it's not going to be popping like this wing over here or something like that. Or they don't do liner underneath or shadow underneath. And that is totally fine. Like I'm saying, wear what you want and just rock it. So that's their thing, rock it. Now we're going to take this shade, which is Last Leaf, the same brush that we used for the first part of the transition shade, which is really my brow bone, but it's the clean one. Every shadow, that's nice. Every shadow gets its own brush. And so when I like a brush, I get more because I know I'm going to use it. If it looks like this, if I'm using, 2 different transition shades or under my brow shades, or like later we're going to do 2 different shades on my lower lash line, every shadow gets its own brush. And so I never color switch. I never had a color switch. If I dip into the wrong shadow, I will just wipe the brush off or just get a completely clean one. Because I may go back, like earlier when I went back to add more of this purple up higher. Now, if I had color switched, that color is no longer in the brush. And so I'll just be color switching. But sometimes there's still shadow in the brush for me to do what I want to do without needing a new brush or a clean brush or keep switching colors. Okay, so what I'm looking at now is, I love how under this brow bone looks because it looks like it's something there and it's not. But this side, I did take the color all the way up. So we're going to go back to the first brush. This was the first one. And so we're going to, I do like how this looks though. And I'm like, do I want to put something up there? But what in here would I put up there? So we're going to take this up to the brow. Yeah. And so it is exciting and it is enjoyable for me. I'm going to take the brush that had this shade on it. When I do watch people who do things different than me or makeup more bold than me or different shapes and things like that, like, it is exciting because it's like, oh, what am I going to see today? And then sometimes it gives me ideas on what to try or what to do or different color combinations. And so I think makeup should be fun and not just, feeling like we have to do that. So right now I'm looking at this side. There is a little space there, it looks like, and so is here. And so our spacing is great. And because this is fluid lining my brows, it ain't going to move. So for lower lash line, we have our 2 of the Fenty 220 brushes, and we're going to take Autumn Leaves. Autumn Leaves is this shade right here. This one. I don't think it has a shift. This shade, excuse me for that light. Yeah, but these 2 definitely have a shift, these two, but these two do not. So we're going to take Autumn Leaves, make sure I'm grabbing the right one. And, oh, I always almost forget, MAC Pencil Gel Eyeliner. This one is in Sick Tap Bro, and that's what that looks like. And on our lower lash line, we have Stay the Night, and that's what that looks like. So that's what's on our lower lash line. So we're going to take, actually I can use the mirror in here for this. So I don't have to like bend down and look into the mirror. Ooh, that's pretty. This, yo, I like this palette. And I knew I was because of the color story. And so, but I want to, I wonder if I'm going to take this all the way across, because the next shade we're going to put over here, well, on the outer portion, is a matte. And so, but I'm thinking, take this all the way over and then just buff it with that matte shade. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I like how that looks. Oh, man. That looks nice. With shades like this to have a little bit of texture, I need to be careful applying it, because I was about to go back and forth, but then it might cause some of the shadow to flake up into my eye, and that does happen sometimes. And it's very uncomfortable until it flushes out. Oh, that is pretty. Oh. All right, we're going to take the other brush, and we're going to take Stalactite. And this is the last shade in the palette to use, and that's this one. We're going to put that on the outer half of the lower lash line. Yeah, I do kind of, I'm going to take that, that red all the way over, because I do like how that looks. Yeah, so we're going back to that first brush, and that's why I don't color switch. But we're going to see what's left in the brush, and it's not much. So we're going to go back into the shade Autumn Leaves, and we're going to, oh man, this is nice. Yo, I like that. I do wish I would have done it first, like when I had first set it, instead of now trying to put it over the brown. But it shows up though, and it's showing up as if it's underneath the brown line, even though it is on the line. This one is more on the line. I like that. I want to take, I'm going to take this brush. This is just, no. I'm going to take this brush, random crown brush from when I was getting subscription boxes, and we are going to take some more of Autumn Leaves, and we're turning, because I want to do this and this. So I want to come this way and this way, because I have wrinkles, and so when I go back and forth, sometimes it just moves my skin, and so I come this way and then that way. That's what I wanted. So we're swiping, turning, and we're going to start out here. This is nice. This is nice. I am digging it. What do I have out for upper lash line? I think I pulled out Contemplative State for upper lash line, but I'm thinking to do a purple up there. Contemplative State would break up the darkness a little bit, even though I like dark looks. A black would be sensible. Do we want to be sensible? Or a gray, but then that, I'll hit the table, sorry for shaking you, but a gray wouldn't show up over here. So what I could do is do two different upper lash line shades. So this is all the shades in the palette. I took out two MAC 220 brushes for the liner for upper lash line. Excuse me, I don't see much to clean up, but just because this is here, we're going to tap the angle part of the brush, and we're going to put that there. And we're going to put that there. And then, yeah, we're just going to pat that out. And then we're going to turn it around and pat some more. And that'll be that. So we're going to edit out eyeliner for upper lash line and the rest of the face. And I'm thinking to use one of my new Notoriously Morbid lippies. And these were from their Mystery Mystics bag. Or it was just called Mystery Mystics, where you got 4 mystery colors. So you didn't know what the colors were. And so these are what they are. All of them look really nice on me. Y'all know I want to do a black lip. Ooh, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to do a black lip with this look, and I'm going to top it with one of these. In the live stream, I topped it with this gift with purchase eyeshadow. So this is an option as well, but I think I want to use one of those glosses. Actually, they're liquid lipsticks. Yeah, so we're going to put on the black, and then we're going to top it with one of those. And when we come back, everything will be done. This is our look. We're going to figure out which one needs to put on. I put on Max Caviar, and I do believe it's almost done, but I do have a backup. But y'all know what? I'm looking at the PAO one here, and it says 12/20/22. This is March 14th, 2025. It doesn't smell funny. The texture didn't change. MAC products, y'all, I'm telling you, they last. And so I'm trying to figure out which one to put on. And I think I'm going to do this one only because there's a lot of moodiness in our eyeshadow look. Even though one of these would just give it a little bit more color. So, but I am going to leave those out for the next look because I do want to make sure I use all of my new stuff. We did only use one thing for our upper lash line, and it is a green, and it is from Inglot, and that's what this looks like. And I purchased it from Amazon way back, not way back, but less than a year ago. Number 86. They have numbers, not names. We used XIII mascara, and underneath that, the Lancome Sills Booster XL. Excuse me, mascara base, House Labs. Well, we set the face with the cashew powder, House Labs, bronzers, blushes, excuse me, highlighters, and an hourglass powder. So the usual suspects. So this one it's not for sale individually. So the name probably doesn't matter. So I'm not even gonna say the name. It's persnickety. And I did search the internet to see a description of it because I do like to tell you like what stuff is described as. And I do that when I do swatches for eyeshadows and lipsticks too. But because it wasn't anywhere, I don't know. This, okay, let me. This to me, Notoriously Morbid does have a black lipstick called Rune, I believe. And they have one, I forget what it's called, but it's a black with sparkle. This is making me think of that, except the sparkles in their black one, they're multicolor sparkles, where this is just one shade. And again, this is a liquid lipstick. But this does make me think about that. So if you're considering getting like a sparkle lipstick, and you already have a matte in a color that you prefer, which for me is black, top it with something else or even an eyeshadow. And there are times when I use Notoriously Morbid palettes, I do tap some of the eyeshadow on top of the lipstick. So that's an option versus buying metallic lipsticks or shimmery lipsticks or lipstick toppers, especially if your preference, like me, is liquid lipsticks, because yeah. So I like the look and I like the lip. It just gave a little bit of brightness. And so this is our first look using all the shades in Dark Side of the Rainbow. And so hang tight and we're going to get into a look with Garden Grunge, and that'll be coming up right about. Thank you for continuing to hang out with me. You know it. City Beauty, Sangria, Plumping Lip Oil. No sensation at all. There's slight tingling for like 20 seconds or so for me with their plumping lip glosses, but with the lip oils, I feel nothing. And it's wonderful. We did our entire face because I'm tired. I got up earlier than usual. We do have on the Fenty eye primer and the Paint Pot by MAC and Groundwork as usual. I was up earlier than usual because I had an appointment today. I had a client today. And yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired. And I kept halfway falling asleep, but not quite. So I'm like, let me just get up and do this look. So we're using Garden Grunge. You know I'm excited about it. This is what the inside looks like. And yeah, we're going to use all the shades. This easily is a quad if you wanted to do these 4 colors, green and pinks. Or if you wanted to do the grungy greens up here and this blue and this green. Or if you want to just be just straight grunge all the way, here, right here, right here. But the whole palette is grunge. It's called Garden Grunge. Or you can be a little funky, do these 2 with these 2, or these 2, excuse me for the glares, or these 2 with these 2. But you can do whatever you want with this palette, or these 2 with these 2, whatever you want to do. But we're going to do them all. That glare was horrible, excuse me for that. So I did just pat out Groundwork again. We're going to get started. I have a lip picked out. I opened up a new Caviar, and we are going to top it with one of the newer lipsticks that I have from the Mystery Mystics. So that'll brighten up the look because those are lighter tones. So we're going to take Haunted Fern, which is this shade right here. Really? That's the first one? Okay. So we're going to take Haunted Fern. And we're going to put that on the first portion. Oh. 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 Wow. I did not put on concealers today. Why am I yelling? I did not put on any concealers today, and I'm thinking to just blow down the shadow we put on lower lash line because that'll help camouflage some. But you know what? I'm cool with this the way it is. I just didn't feel like dealing with seeing the wrinkles, even though they're less prominent when I put the concealer on top of the foundation, but still. Like this is better. Like just my natural without all the stuff. Well, not natural because I have one foundation and primer, but natural meaning as close to me with just foundation on and not doing all the other things. And I didn't even put any around here either. Like none. I did not. Now we're going to take Feral Ivy, which is this shade right here. And this is a dual chrome. Because it looks blue right here, like a sky, not a sky blue, but some kind of blue. But then when you turn it, damn it. And then when you turn it, it's more green. So it's like a darker green than a lighter green. This one turns darker too, but it's still within that same family. This is not a dual chrome, and neither is this one. But these two kind of flip just a little bit. Like not a lot, but a little bit. So again, Feral Ivy is going next. Ooh! Oh, I don't know. You might see this after the Pat McGrath launch of Mothership XII. There's a lot of different thoughts about it. Some I align with, and some I'm like, I see what you're saying, but let's agree to disagree. And then some I'm just like, Here's my take on it. Oh, this is pretty. For Mothership, it's unique in a way because the shades are not altogether different than shades in some of her other motherships and like in her mega motherships. I do understand the hype. I know people were wanting another mothership. So part of it is I think people are just excited to get something different. They got a little bit of color. They've been wanting color. They've been wanting a mothership. So part of it, I think, is that people are just, some are just excited that another mothership came out because there are a lot of Pat McGrath collectors. And whatever comes out, they're going to buy it and be excited about it. But when I looked at the colors, as I kept looking at it, I'm just like, this is not really that unique. For Mothership, somewhat unique, but not all the way like totally unique. But yeah, so I've been going back and forth about it because it's not quite my color story. And the only mothership I kept, was Subversive. So I'm like, why would I get this to use it? And I thought I can do about the looks as close as possible with my Lethal. And I've done a few comparisons, beauty battles before, and whatever I use, not pat out the box. And so I'm just like, like how important is that? Like, yeah, I would get views and show options, but then I'm thinking too, I know a lot of my viewers don't use Lethal, and so would that be useful? You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just going back and forth because if I did purchase it, eventually I will put it in my Macari store. Like seriously, I already know that. And so I'm like, would that be a wise investment? And my channel doesn't pay for the makeup I buy, so it's not like, I'm a large channel, 100,000 subscribers, I'm making, $10,000 a month on YouTube. Like, that's not me. And so, and I don't just buy stuff for the channel, I buy stuff that I'm going to use. So I watched Miriam's video today. I'll link it below. yeah, I think this will be out after that, so you guys may not even care to see it. But she did some comparisons with her motherships because she has a lot. And she gave her thoughts, and I appreciate her thoughts about it because some people are just like gung-ho because there's a mothership, but you know. And there's different schools of thought on, what are we taking next? Let me keep moving. Decay and Delight. That's this shade here. Those first two brushes were XIII V27s. This is a Sigma E49. So again, we're going into this corner shade right here. And there's also different thoughts on the packaging. I think, my personal opinion is, I need a more dense brush. My personal opinion is the purple packaging on the outside, it looks really pretty. It does. I'm gonna use a different brush because I wanted to use this brush to work on winging out my shadow again, but it's not placing enough on my outer corner as I wanted to. But when I look at the picture of the inside of the palette with the light purple packaging, to me it just washes out the colors. And so I'm like, I just think, and some people do think the purple packaging looks better looking inside the palette with the color story, and some people think it looks better with the black, how the color story sets against the black. And I like it better over the black because it just makes the color stand out. But I do understand it's spring, and you know, it gives that spring vibe. But I'm just like, And at first when I saw it against the light purple, the inside of the palette, I was like, is this the same color story? Because it did to me look really different. We're going to take an Hourglass number 3. We're going to go into that same shade, Decay and Delight. So yeah, I don't know. And also we know there's going to be sales, 30% off sales. I think it brings the palette down to like $90, I think. 40% off sale, it brings the motherships down to $77.40, and that I know by heart because that's usually when I would buy them. But also I know, well, I don't know, I think the purple packaging, which is limited edition, I think that's going to sell out fast because people are going to want it because it is different, and it'll stand out amongst their other motherships if they still have their other motherships. And of course the packaging is really pretty, the box. So it's just, you know, just gonna wait and see. So I don't plan on getting the black packaging. If I do, it'll be during a 40% off sale just to use it and, you know, do some comparisons and then eventually get rid of it. But I still don't think that would be a wise use of my money, because I already know I would not keep it. And so that's where I am with that. Let me know your thoughts. This is nice. This was a good choice to pull this out. And I'm glad I did it first and then packed on more of this color because this was already set. It looks like there's a gap right here, but I can't tell if it's just something on my lens or is it really a gap? Because down here I don't really see it, but when I look up here I do. Excuse me. All right, so the next color we're going to go into, oh really, I have two different shades for transition. I was going to use the Sigma E45, but now I think I'm going to use these because I haven't used these in a very long time. And so I'm wondering if, I was looking at my brushes today, like, do I want to just declutter some brushes that I seldom use? And I have a lot of brushes, but these are really nice though. So now we're going to go into Gilded Thorns. That's this shade right here, Gilded Thorns. Yeah. And so we're just going to walk the brush because of the shape of the brush, and we're going to put that here. This is actually a crease brush. If you did a crease, this will fit directly into the socket and you can just go back and forth. But I use it for this purpose because I don't do a traditional crease shade. And I do like how it performs. Oh, that's nice. I do like how it performs for that. So we're just going to walk it, tap it, and put it right here. And what happens is when I think to get rid of brushes that I don't use often, when I use them, I'm reminded of how much I really do like them. And so I really just need to put my brushes in rotation the same way I do for my eyeshadow palettes. That's pretty. So we're going to take a clean one. Oh, I just all of a sudden felt nauseous. And you know what? I've been going through it today, being sleep deprived, because then I had drank Mountain Dew. And so then at one point I got really dizzy, and I think the Mountain Dew just like hit my system, because all I had was oatmeal and some Boathouse Farms, and so it wasn't nothing heavy enough to carry the Mountain Dew. And so yeah, I had a dizzy spell, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So we're going to take this shade here, which is Moss and Mayhem, and that's going to go on the outer transition side. I apologize, I don't think you saw what I was doing. And I'm going to bring this down here, and actually down here too. So we're going to just kind of trace out the wing shadow, because this is there, not there type color, and I don't see much of it down here. So we're just going to wiggle it in. And I have used this before for lower lash line too. So we're going to walk it, tap it, and go ahead and put it right here. It seemed to show up more on this side than the other side, or it may just be what it's looking like to me, or maybe it was really just more on the brush. Oh, I can see it. I can see it. Oh, that's pretty. So why this side? Because I need more on the brush. So we're going to just tap straight in this time. Bring this down. Oh, there it is. And bring it here. Tapping in one time, tapping off. Y'all, this is pretty. I do see it up here, but not really down here. On this side I do though. Do I want to do more? Are we going to walk it one more time to get this here? I see it down here now. That is pretty. Wow. I did watch Morgan's video, her thoughts on the palette, and she went through the PML page. And now we're going to take Ashen Petals, and that's going to go for our outer corner. So we're doing an outer V. We're using this brush again. Whew. This one is, let me back up. This is a Scott Barnes number 61. Once in a blue moon, his website has 30% off, sometimes 40% off, but that's rare. And I do always post on my community tab because his brushes are expensive. And so if you are interested in his brushes, that would be when to get them. This is a V31 from XIII, and we're going to take Ashen Petals. Where's Ash? This is Ashen Petals. Ashen. Ooh, we're going to stay within. Ooh, we're going to leave the wing part alone. Wow, y'all. I think I like this look better than yesterday's. Tapping straight in, tapping off. So we're staying inside the V, so we still have that gradient of color. It's nice. Oh my gosh. Ooh. This is nice. Yeah, we're staying inside the V. I mean, staying inside the wing shadow. Oh, man. Man. Lower lash line. We're taking Rebel Bloom, this shade here. And we're taking that all the way across, and then we're going to put this to buff it out. So this is a Fenty 220 brush. So we're going to take this. Wow. Wow. I like this look. Oh, this is nice. Wow. Let me know if you wear grunge makeup. It seems very few of you do, which gives me a greater appreciation that you're here, because you're watching someone that does looks that you don't do. That is pretty. I don't know why it's looking dusty. I did clean off my lens today. Or maybe it's smoke in the air. I don't know. I'm just joking. There's no smoke, there's no fire. And we are just bringing this up a little bit over here. You know what? It's cool that I did my face first, because I see one piece of fallout here from this and like one piece over here from this shade, and that's going to be super easy to clean up. This is nice. This is really nice. I had a sponge tip applicator somewhere. we are just going to take that one piece off. And this one piece, where's that a freckle? Is that a little bit baby freckle? Yeah, that's a baby freckle. Now we're going to take this brush. This is a LaRouche brush. It says shading brush. It is angled, what does it say? Angled shading is the LR008. And I thought, oh, this is nice. And they had a half off sale. And so I bought 2 of them. But for shading, it is way too flimsy. And I was going to throw it away. I spent maybe $8 on it. And I said, you know what? Let me try something else. I love this for lower lash line. And I do have 2 of these. So I'm glad that I kept trying it and trying different ways to use it because I really like this for lower lash line. So now we're going to go into Wilted Rose, this shade up here. And this brush does pick up. I tapped twice. It does pick up. And so this is why I like it. It just places it. And we are blowing down. So we're coming down a little further than usual. And that helps camouflage wrinkles too. 2 for 1. And so we're tapping in twice. It picks up really well. I start on the outside because wherever you touch down first is where the most color is going to go. So that's why I usually do outer corner first. And then just bring it in and turn the brush angle side in for tear duct area. We're going to tap in again, 1 time, tap off, and now we're doing the opposite because I do want to blow it down. And that's what we are doing. Tapped in 1 time, start from this way this time, and bring that down here. I saw one more flake somewhere. I see it. I see you. I like it when I can like just see what it is, like that one piece, and not have like stuff all down my face. And so I am glad that I did do my entire face today first. Y'all, this look. Wow. I'm gonna put all these brushes over here with the face brushes we used. That's everything, y'all. That's everything in this palette. This almost reminds me of these 2 shades remind me of Nocturnal Nirvana Quad from Pat McGrath. And they also remind me more so of the look that I did Pat McGrath Quad Nocturnal Nirvana against Lethal. Excuse me for poking you out with my brush. Lethal 8 Pat and chewed her out. And a lot of people thought the brighter colors, the more saturated colors, was Pat. And they ended up being the Lethal palette. And so I'm looking at this, and this is reminding me of something with Lethal because I have these colors. I do. So maybe I'll do a face-off because this will be less expensive than creating a 9-pan or 12-pan palette from Lethal. And you'll get it a lot quicker, too. Because it takes at least like 3 weeks for Lethal. And today's the 15th of March. My eyeliner set should be here. From the date they gave me was the 14th until next Thursday. So whatever it is, they always give like a week time period that I'll receive it. So what are we going to do for upper lash line? Y'all, I'm feeling this look. I am really feeling it. Upper lash line. I don't want to do green. This might not show up. This is from Inglot. This may not show up, but that might be fun to do. We have a blue that's not a bold blue. Well, it is a bold blue. I wonder if that would clash though. Did we use this yesterday? I think we did use this yesterday, but it would show up. We're going to punk it out. I was thinking of this one prior to the one I just showed you. This one is number 99. I don't use this that often because it is a shimmer, so sometimes it gets lost. But I'm thinking yellow. We're going to punk out this grunge look with that yellow eyeliner. And it is from, I do think the purple, excuse me for smacking, would look nice too. But we're going to punk out this grunge look, this garden grunge look with yellow. And this is from Inglot. And this is number 84. And I do think it'll play nice off of the inner corner color. So we're going to go ahead and put this on. I don't know what I was going to say. So we're going to just swirl the brush. This is a MAC 220 brush. Y'all, I'm going to be excited to get my water activated lethal eyeliners because, one, they're not going to get dry. Like how this is dry. Well, you see it's dry, but it's but it performs really well. And someone I know who uses water-activated liners, they say they last forever. Well, they said they last a very long time. And number two, I'm excited to receive them because it takes work to get this off of my upper lash line. And it takes work to get it out of the brush. Whereas the water-activated ones in the brush, and I noticed it with the one I kept that I tried from the mystery bag or whatever that was. Even when it's dry in the brush, when you put water to it, it just comes right out. And I'm like, wow, that was so easy. Because it is a struggle getting this inglot out of brushes. And it's the last thing of my eye makeup to remove because it stays. And for that reason, I like it. And I will keep them for putting them in my brows. Oh, today in my brows is Midnight Snack from MAC. It's one of their fluid lines. So that's what's in my brows today. And I do like this. It's not as harsh looking as the brown, because that brown is a dark brown. But yeah, so I'm excited to get it. And there's so many different colors. I'm going to have to rearrange my palette because I think there's 10 of them, I think. And I have a 9-pan, an empty 9-pan quad, and I have a 12-pan. So if I put it in the 12-pan, where am I going to put the other two? And then I thought to switch my palettes around, but I'm not. I'm not going to switch my BOPs around because they're already named. My members helped me name them, so I'm not going to alter the palettes. The only one I would alter would be the one that has Night Flower shades and Teresa's Dead shades in it. That's the only one that I would. And I need to use it again to see how the formula is, because for some reason it was in my mind to get rid of Night Flower, but then I'm like, it has some Teresa's Legal shades in there. And so this being dry, that's why I'm having trouble getting it on. And if I put too much on a brush, it'll just, you know what, that's good. They both have the accidental swoosh, but you know what? Both sides look the same. So we're going to leave it like that. The only thing with doing the yellow up top is that now to me, my lower lash line looks like, where are you? But I do see the color there, but it's just the contrast. That's what it is. We're going to take off a little bit of the oil. Yeah, we're keeping everything in. I think I'm going to do timestamps. If I do, you'll see. Because there's nothing else to really break up this video. And you have to have at least 3 timestamps to do timestamps. So if I do like look 1 and look 2, then what's left? You know what I mean? This is Black Lips NYX Retractable Lip Liner. My lips are still so just smooth and soft, even wiping off the excess oil. So we're going to start down here. Yeah, this is gliding across, which it always does. But more so because of the oil, which feels really good. Yeah. Y'all, why? Y'all, Sigma has too many friggin' cells. Either that or they just keep sending the same emails. And so why was I looking at the Enchanted palette, which y'all know is not my color story? And what else was I looking at? The Disney palette. I'm like, what am I doing? Let me get off this website. It's them low-ass prices when they're half off. And it'll say discount applied in your cart. So it might say $59. You put it in your cart, it's like 30 something. I'm just like, oh, like 20 something. No, 30. Low 30s. And that's not bad for a palette. Excuse me. And I do know now that I do like, excuse me for that, my throat. Their formula. This is taking a while. I'm going to edit out. Do we want to edit that out? You want to see me put on my lipstick? It's Caviar. The new one. I'm so excited. The new one. And then we're going to put one of those liquid lipsticks on top. And if you remember yesterday when I did that swipe, it was patchy. Yeah, it was about done. And I didn't dip back in. But look at that. I did not dip back in. And yesterday I had to. Because it was about to be over. And so I'm glad I didn't keep trying to force it, keep using it knowing it was almost done, because this is so much easier. This is the caviar, I know. I still have not dipped back in. The next darkest shade is a purple and it's shimmer. I'm like, can you give me a dark purple? Dark blue, dark green? Y'all, I still did not dip back in. That is so freaking easy. My bottom lip line thing, like it's a dent right there, but it's not. So I'm not going to mess with it. It's just how the light hits it. Because right here, you see it's lipstick here. When I look like this, it looks like there's a space. So these are the three. Even though y'all know I want to put like a green on top of here, but we're going to use these. Which one? I'm thinking, trying to get the glare off. I'm thinking this one because it's the less shiny, but then we're going to take this one. They're not sold individually, but this is Flibberty Gibbet. No, Flibberty Gibbet. Flibberty Gibbet. I don't even know what that is. So, is this dry? Almost. Ooh. And these smell really nice too. So we're just doing the center and going out as far as we need to blend it. I like this. Oh. I like this. I'm going to put a little bit more just because. Thank you for being here. Let me know what you think of these looks, what you think of these palettes. I might have mentioned in the first clip, I have a code. I don't think I put it here. I'll put it somewhere. But it's also down in the description box. And a link to Notoriously Morbid for quick access. You'll get 15% off. It is affiliated. I like this. I like this. I like this. Damn, mascara. Almost forgot. Sorry for being so loud. We're gonna do this L'Oreal one instead of the XIII. I like the XIII better, and I like Beyond Mascara better. It's a Lancome Sills Booster XL Mascara Primer. This does what it says it does, but because I like the other ones better, it's like I don't want to use this one. I want to just throw it away so I could use more of the ones I love. I did not open up a new Beyond Beauty. I don't like having open more than like 2 mascaras at a time. And so right now it's the L'Oreal and XIII. I used the XIII in the last clip, which is good because you can see now what the L'Oreal is going to do. So I'm going to put that on. I apologize, y'all, forgot, or I would had. This lip is nice. Or I would had edited out doing the lip. But I have forgot mascara. I didn't have it set out. Let me do, shit. Drop my mascara and it rolled onto the palette that has my primer and foundation. I'm going to use the mirror in the palette because then I can look, well, I can have my head up and not so far leaning forward. And plus, this is better for my posture. Alright, so that's what this does for down here. Did we put the white on the previous clip, one of my bottom lashes? I'm going to dip it back in. It does what it does. I just like the other two a whole lot better. I really do. Thank you for being here. If you are here and you're not subscribed, I would love for you to do that. So see, it does do what it says it's going to do. I do smell a slight scent, but it does dissipate. And so that kind of turns me off too, but it doesn't linger long, which is good. It looks like I have eyeliner in my lashes. And I can see it because it's yellow. So it is a good mascara, and it does stay. I never curl my lashes, but look at them. Y'all, I need to stop tripping on this mascara. But preferences, you know. And I don't really care about volumizing, even though it does do that. The only thing I look for in a mascara is just, what do I look for in a mascara? Really just to keep my, I have some little lashes in here and in here that sometimes curl under. So I just look for mascara to keep my lashes from curling under. I don't look for a lot in a mascara. I don't look for lengthening. I don't look for volumizing. But when they do it, like, I can tell it does it. You know what I mean? And so my eyes are burning a little bit, and it's because it's this mascara scent. If you have trouble getting some of your lashes, spike it. Just go in and just do one of these numbers. If you have lashes that are trying to clump together, like a couple of these here, just go in and spike it to separate the lashes. And I don't think that happens with the XIII. This is a thicker mascara than XIII, and it makes sense because this is to volumize, but it does clump just a little bit. And I have like this long lash like right here in the middle that wants to stay with its neighbor. So I usually have to, and one right here too, I don't know if you see it, that I am constantly trying to separate. And sometimes the more I try, the more it's like, we're staying together. We're conjoined. Yeah, that's not coming apart. But that's what you can do if you have little lashes on the outside. Just spike it to get the mascara on there. And it does work. A MAC person told me that once. And I tried it, and I'm like, that really did work. So this is the look, y'all. Thank you for being here. I'll do pictures afterwards because this was longer than I thought. But look at my lashes, though. Like, it does do what it says it's going to do. That smell just makes my eyes burn for a little bit. Thank you for being here. Subscribe, like, notification, all them things that popped up. You do all those things that popped up through the video, and you will see me next time. And there's stuff popping up for you to watch. And so if you have time to hang out, continue hanging out, and you will see me next time. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.